Okay, for those who don't know me, I am.
Remember the first time we met, I'm like, do not put me on TikTok. Do not take photo of me. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's episode we are gonna try something different, which is I've never done before. So today we are joined by a good friend of mine from Southeast England. His name is Ray, and of course we have a list of questions that we're gonna throw at him and he's gonna answer that. So without further ado, let's go. Ray, are we rolling now? So Ray, welcome to the show. Welcome to this episode. So how are you doing?
Thank you for. Thank you for having me with your show, Noiri, and it's my pleasure to be in your show for today.
Very well. Well, thank you for joining. Thank you for agreeing to this vlog. And I know we've talked about this for quite some time. So Ray and I, we have met over TikTok, and I think during the pandemic, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. And so we finally agreed to do a vlog, and this is where we are now. So Ray, I'm gonna interview you, so I'm gonna throw you some questions, and feel free to answer them in the most comfortable way.
Oh yes.
I don't want you to say things that you're not okay with.
No.
And also, one thing to point out, we are both Filipinos, guys, so one of us, or we could mix it up with Tagalog or Bisaya. Although me myself, I'm not really comfortable speaking in Tagalog. I'd rather speak in Bisaya.
Yeah.
And
Bisaya
is that the same for you, Ray?
Yes. English or Bisaya is much more preferable.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so shall we start now?
Yes, please. Yes.
Right. Okay. So first question is, please tell us about yourself.
So my name is Ray. I am a native from the Philippines. And I am 28 years old of age, and then I moved here in UK since 2018.
Right. And Ray, how was your life now in the UK?
My life here in UK is more better now compared when I was in the Philippines, because the system in the Philippines and in the UK is very different. Yeah.
So you consider it as a lot better now than what you used to have in the Philippines.
Yeah,
is that in terms of finances, or is that in terms of employment?
It's not about in general, really. In general, not just finances. In general, in a work settings or in a lifestyle settings with your well-being, that sort of thing. But generally, the life here in the UK is way better in the Philippines as I was before. Yeah,
but there are some differences as well that we noticed, that we observe, and some of them are a bit like weird for us Filipinos. Do you agree?
Oh yes, yeah, there are loads of weird things, like what you go, like we called it like culture shock, or we tend to blend into the society here in the West. And there are loads of weird things. Oh my god, I can't just name it straight away, but there is. Yeah, you're absolutely correct.
Right, exactly, I agree. And what about your life in the Philippines? What was it like?
What do you mean my life in the Philippines? In what
was it a difficult life? Was it a difficult life? Was it a happy life?
Oh yes, oh yeah. I wouldn't say it's a difficult life or a better life, but we are sort of in between. Like, we are not struggling, at the same time we are not rich, or like, we can just gala diri, gala dito, but we tend to balance it. Yeah, my life in the Philippines is a sort of, I would say, not difficult, not easy. But you need to strive hard if you want to have something, or if you want to achieve something in life. Especially my parents, they always taught us that you need to work hard for it. You need to strive hard, and I would say that. Yeah.
And did that help you living your life here in the UK? Do you think you carried that lessons from your parents?
Oh yes, yeah, definitely. When you move to, me especially, when I moved here in the UK, the lesson that I've learned, or the lesson that my parents teach us or taught us, I always carry that, and I think it makes me better. Work better here in West. You know, especially to have manners. That's very one thing. Manners is always a must. You know, to show respect to other people. Yeah.
Yeah, and it makes our life a lot easier as well if we have that principles in life, and like we know what to do in every situation.
Yeah, definitely spot on. Yes.
Right. And a follow-up question to that, Ray. What about your childhood life? Did you have a happy life?
Oh yes.
Did you have any like?
Oh yeah, my childhood life. Oh my God, they are very. I'm a '90s baby, so I was born in 1995, and you know, growing up, there, especially in the Philippines, we are very laid back country. So growing up in '90s, we don't have a lot of technologies then, so we are more an outside or outdoor children or
place.
Yes, I'm an outdoor. What do you call that? I play outdoor. You know, like tagu-taguan, lupa-langit, patintero, that sort of thing. We play in muds, or like if there's a heavy rain.
In rivers.
In rivers, absolutely. We go to rivers.
Climb trees.
Oh yeah, climb trees, get some guavas and sort of thing, and then my parents will, that is definitely, I'm sure 90s who are born in 90s as well can relate that, you know, not so much. I think when I get my phone, my mobile phones, my first mobile phone is when I graduated in college. That was the first time I own a mobile phone. And, you know, to tell that this is not own, like personal phone, I share these mobile phones to my siblings because, you know, that's the life, That's my childhood.
It's a different kind of happiness, isn't it? Like, now children can just be like on a table, like on a restaurant, and you would see them like eating, but they're all on their phone. Whereas in the past, we used to like have interaction with our cousins, you know, and we used to like play with other kids as well in a place where, you know, we were not bothered by like sometimes you don't even have toys with us carrying you know, we just run around. You know, the backyard or the garden and just have fun there.
Oh, that's right.
It was a lot different. Yeah, fair enough. So, do you consider it as a happy childhood life?
Oh yes. And you know, that was my best childhood. I had the best childhood in my life, and I will never change anything. You know, if I can go back to my childhood, and I wouldn't change anything anyway. Yeah, definitely. And I'm sure you can relate that. I will take it that you are a 90s baby. Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. I miss those. I mean, they're
those childhood memories.
They're classic, to be honest.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So moving on to the next question. You don't have to answer this, Ray.
Okay.
So with your sexuality now, was there a coming out story with your parents or whoever is close to you back in the day?
Okay. For those who don't know me, I'm gay. I'm gay and I'm married. So, with regards of coming out story, I wouldn't say that there is a coming out story because since I was young, you know, I always show these kind of emotions, and you know, I am very like outgoing. I would say out, but I never had a coming out stories because I think my parents know it very well that I'm sort of like, you know,
feminine,
soft,
acting,
feminine and
soft
and gay, and there is no coming out story. I always been like this, like showy, you know. I tend to two-piece. You know, every time I come out and shower, I always cover my private part, everything from my boobs down below, and I always put towel on my head. And I think my parents, already know that okay, our little Ray is slightly different. And
but was there really a conversation, Ray?
Oh no,
Oh, there
there's
was
no such no.
no.
I
Okay.
cannot recall anything that I have conversation with my dad or with my mom or with my siblings. No, you know, in my family there there are two of us who are gay, and
Oh, okay.
yeah, and there are two different.
It's an
stories.
older or younger brother.
Yeah, my older brother. Yeah, so my older
Right.
brother, he has a coming out story because growing when he was growing up, he's always been like manly. He had that sort of awkwardness to tell to my parents that he is gay, and he tried to force his action, not to be like when he walk or when he talk, not like me. When I talk, I'm really gay, and when I walk, I'm really gay. That you can really tell,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can really tell that. Yeah, so I'm afraid there's
Well-
no coming out story. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've met you a few times, and I can tell that you are really
Oh,
like
yes, yeah,
out and
yeah.
about, happy-go-lucky kind of person. So yeah,
Yes, yeah, thank
I think
you,
there's
yeah.
really no coming out stories in the Philippines usually. Like parents tend to like accept, like
Yes.
who
yeah, and
we
you
are,
can-
and then that's it.
Yeah, you can tell that as well, the difference, moving here in the UK, you can really tell that there's a difference between the culture of diversity or acceptance with their, children. Because I observe
Yeah.
here in the West, especially here in England, like when they found out or when they feel that they are gay or they feel lesbian or, they have hard time of telling to their parents because they don't know how their parents react. And like in the Philippines, the culture there is, it's not a big deal if you're gay or lesbian or anything. It's just like, it's the happiness of the parent that you are very truthful to your feelings and you're not hiding that feelings towards them, and I think that is very important, and I do like that culture in the Philippines. I'm not saying that it's so hard to come out here in the UK, but yeah, there are some instances.
Yeah, like at some point, like one of the
Yeah.
one of the children might be like leaning to
that's the correct.
the third gender, so it's like, yeah, we're not really bothered about it. But there are some horror stories though that I hear, but I mean, I think there should be lesser now because it's 2023, so we
Yes.
should all have that acceptance within us, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so next question, Ray. So how did you end up doing TikTok?
When I moved. Okay, it's a long story because I think TikTok started on 2019, so 2018, 19 that year, and then
Yeah, I think so.
when I moved here in UK, so I moved here in UK vaguely 2000 May 2018, about March time, so mid-March time. And then, I was on my process of my settlement or residency permit, trying to sort out all the paperworks and everything. And I was jobless then. I was jobless. So I was stay at home all the time, most of the time. So my husband go to work and it's only me at home. So, I do cleaning and everything. And then, of course, there's some boredoms. You get bored sometimes, so you keep on scrolling to your phones and everything. And then I think it was as far as I can remember, it was like Dub Mash. What was that?
Dub Smash, I think.
Yeah, I think that was Dub Smash, and it was. I think it was.
It was a
started-
big thing back then, yeah.
Yes, yeah, it was, and then
It
I
became
think
really
it started
famous.
With I can't remember who's the actress in GMA. There's an actress GMA. She's the queen of Dub Smash.
Was it Maine Mendoza, I think.
That's it. Yeah, Maine Mendoza. So she's a queen
Yeah.
of Dub Smash, and then she was really good. She's really good on it, and
I know.
Yeah, she's done very well. And then I think I tried few of Dub Smash and everything, and then it developed, and then here comes TikTok coming, and then I said, oh, it's sort of Dub Smash. So I signed in, and there you go. And then I don't know what's the I don't know how it works TikTok before. Like all I know is just scroll and scroll and scroll. There's some jokes and people keep on them smashing the, some of the audio and everything.
Yeah,
and then,
the sounds.
Yeah, and then I said to myself, why don't I try it if everyone can do it? So I tried a few of them, and then there's some people who commented, and there's some people like from the Philippines and Filipino here in the UK. They commented, they sort of loving it, like, oh, you're really good in it. So that sort of boost my confidence.
Like made you want to try to do more.
Yeah, I tried to do more,
Yeah.
and then that was the story why I end up on TikTok. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of new in the TikTok world, so I didn't
Right,
really
yeah.
pay attention to the content of some people. But, like you can do so many things on the platform.
Yes,
But what I
yeah.
noticed with your content is that you like to dance,
Yes.
besides, like you used to post some quotes videos, like you have to
Yes,
like
I do.
you like to react to the quotes and some sayings and stuff.
Yeah.
But ultimately, one of the contents that I like from yours is the dancing side. So was
Thank
it
you.
always, have you started dancing before?
Oh no. I would say yes. Yes and no. Well, I was graduate.
Did you really like dancing before?
Well, I wouldn't say that they're sort of liking it, but that is my sort of genre, slightly my genre, because I was a Bachelor of Physical Education. I graduated physical education way back in the Philippines, and dancing is one of my major. Yeah, so dancing
okay.
is dancing. I
So it
love
made it a lot
dancing.
easier for you then.
Not easier. There, let's face the fact that there are some steps that very awkward to move your body, and
Yeah. But I
lot of
find you
practice.
really comfortable though when it comes out naturally when
Oh really? Thank
like
you.
when you dance, like when you were trying to teach me, I was like, there's no way I'm gonna get the steps, and you were like, doing it already on the first glance, but whereas mine, I was obviously struggling.
Yeah,
So
thank
that
you.
explains
I don't
why,
think so.
because
When
you had
we
a
met, I don't think so. You're sort of struggling. I think it's just a sort of
I
how-
was.
how I direct people. But I think you're a really good dancer too. I say more of practice. That's why practice is
Yeah,
is key.
because I'm a bit shy as well. That's why.
I think just
But it
boosting
does the
your-
job,
Yeah.
And it's just for fun anyway, so it's not a
Oh, yeah,
competition.
yeah,
So I was like,
yeah.
remember the first time we met, I'm like, do not put me on TikTok. Do not take
No.
photo of me whatsoever. Just like, I'll just be sitting there on the sides and then I'll let you do your thing. But,
Yes.
the second time we met, I'm like, okay, let me just do it because, I always say this is just for fun. So, I have
Yeah.
nothing to lose. So,
And
yeah.
I think when
So
we
I like
first
it. And
and I think when we first met, we are not sort of really comfortable to each other already. Then Then on our second meet up, then sort of we build up some closure. Not to mention we go live in TikTok and we have FaceTime and so etc. And then
Yeah.
I think that was a good
yeah. And
that
it
was
does
good
make a
closure.
difference though, like when you just speak to someone on video phone or like when we just go on TikTok live, it does make a difference. Like when you see the actual, person.
Yes,
I always say this one,
definitely.
that when people ask me about what was my experience when I met you, and I'm like, I felt like I'm meeting a celebrity because I've been seeing you on camera, I've been seeing you on TikTok live for so many times, and then I've been looking at your content, the dancing content and all sorts, and then like finally I'm meeting you in person. So it kind of have that, do you agree? I mean, we don't need
Oh,
to be
yes.
like a big celebrity to feel that, because I think those feelings are valid because you just see that person on camera and then you're seeing them in
Yes.
person. It's a
Yeah.
thing, one of those nerve-wracking experiences as well at the same time. Do you agree?
Oh yes, yeah, definitely. I do agree with that. I think it's just so. I think that feeling is because we're in the 21st century, and then having social media like mobile phones and laptops that bind us together as Filipinos, especially in other country. And I think the excitement is there. It's sort of pent
Yeah,
up,
it's
or
just a
sort
different
of-
level of excitement, isn't it?
Yeah, sort of friends. Was that Friendster? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh
And-
yeah, the good
yeah.
old Friendster. Right. So, where do you see yourself in 5 years from now?
Where do I see myself? Oh, that's a it's a bit tricky question for me. I
Like, will you
think-
still be doing TikTok maybe? Will you still be
No.
in social media?
No, I love
Or-
to share. Yeah, I love to share that. Here in the UK, I work in a healthcare industry, which is I am a healthcare assistant, and then I was a supervisor in a previous job, and then I resigned. I resigned to the being a supervisor because we have a sort of misunderstanding with personal misunderstanding. So I resigned to that, and then I stepped back and then just go back to being care assistant. And I love being a care assistant. And then going back to your question, where do I see myself?
Where
in
do
5
you-
years?
where do you see
yeah,
yourself-
where do I
yeah.
see myself in 5 years or 10 years by then? I would say that hopefully, if it will, God will spare me, or if it's my destiny, or that I would see myself being being a nurse, because
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm sorry to ask this, you are in a healthcare industry as well, aren't you?
Yes. Yes, I am.
So that I see myself. Hopefully I become a nurse in 5 years or 10 years by then, because here in the UK, you study nursing. I think if I'm not mistaken, 3 years. 3
Yeah.
years, and then you have your in every year of your classes, there are some they call it placement, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, placement. Yeah.
Yeah, in every year you have placement, which is you go to a teaching hospital or a teaching university, which is you can build up your experience, and they will teach you, how to do this sort of things. So hopefully, being a healthcare industry, that will lead me in 5 years' time to becoming a nurse, because I love helping. I love helping, and I can see the passion of, helping elderly people, not just elderly, but youngsters who needed the most of help and support.
Yeah. Especially at their most vulnerable times.
Yes, yeah, and you can see that without, I wouldn't say that without us, but they need us. You can see that we can make the difference with their lives, especially those people who are, in palliative sort of life, and it's kind of sad thing, really, and to think that the family cannot take care of them, and here we are, we give our best support that we can give to them, and I think that
exactly.
that will pursue me to becoming a nurse.
I think you would do a good nurse, to be fair.
Thank you, and I think you as well, not just us, but other people who want to pursue nursing.
If you have that compassion, to help, and if you just don't do the job for the money, then I think you would be a good nurse, and it's not like you will feel like you're working as well.
As you
There's
said,
always that satisfaction.
Oh yes, the satisfaction
At the end
that
every
you can,
shift.
that you can give to other people. It's not just the passion, really, and as you said, it's not about the money that you do the job. And I think it's more on in principle, really, that you're happy. You're happy to help other people, and it's not about the money. It's the idea of it, like you just help people. That's why there are some people out there who just happy to do volunteer, because it's their principle in life.
I agree.
It's their principle in life that I just want to help people. I don't need the money. It's not about the money. It's about my principle. Principio in life. That sort of thing.
Exactly. Well, if you love what you're doing, then you don't feel like you're working anyway. Do you agree?
Absolutely, I do agree with that, 100%.
Yeah. All right. So we have one last question here before we wrap up the show. So, because we don't want to overload our audience with all these information. I know we're all enjoying, but
we're
you
all
know, we're
enjoying,
gonna be
and,
down.
You know, this is just a right time because after this, I'll join some. You know, I have another meeting
Yeah.
with my colleague. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So we can have more time then.
Oh, yes,
Right. So
yes,
the last
yeah.
question is, what's your advice to like someone like especially Filipinos who just came to the UK or who's still like on their way coming
Yes.
here? Like, what's your advice? What are the things that they should be expecting prior to arrival?
Okay, or in general advice. Okay, in that
Yeah.
question, well, I couldn't. Well, I can. You know, everyone can give advices to those people who just moved here in the UK or who are planning to move here in the UK. Well, I would say that I lived in the UK for 6 years now. And I think my very best advice to those people who are planning to move or live in the UK or work in the UK, especially in England, is just be yourself. You know, do not force anything. You know, especially do not force to blend into the society. You know, be natural, be yourself, do yourself a favor, just be you. You know, if you want to say something to your colleagues, like, you know, not to mention being brown, or if you want to say something to white people or other culture, how you feel, say it. You know, at least you're not gonna lose anything by saying how you feel, and then work hard, less gossip. You know, work hard, save money for your future, and at the same time, do not just, you know, work and work. Have that kind of practice to balance your work and your social life. Always look after your well-being. You know, at the same time, help your family or friends who needed your help. At the same time, do not forget that you have needs and wants as well to yourself.
Yeah. That's a very good advice. So in other words, you have to learn how to prioritize and omit those that are not really relevant to you. And just focus on your goal, isn't it?
Yes, prioritize.
Yeah, that's a really good
things.
advice.
Yeah, and also not just prioritizing, you know, things. There are some things that needs to be compromised. Really, it's the living here abroad. Yeah.
Right, that's a really good advice, Ray.
Yeah.
All right, so.
That's my advice. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you for those. Those are really informative,
Thank
should I
you.
say?
Yeah.
All right, Ray. So I'm not gonna take so much of your time now. So
Thank you.
I want to thank you for joining my very first interview vlog.
Thank
And I
you so
hope you
much.
enjoyed
Thank you.
it.
My pleasure.
And I hope we're gonna do more interviews, aren't we?
Yes. Looking forward for that. Yes.
All right. So that's a wrap, guys. So again, thank you very much, Ray, for joining
Thank
this
you.
interview and for joining me in this vlog. And if you have any reaction, guys, feel free to comment down below and share this video. If you haven't subscribed already, please smash that subscribe button, hit the like button as well, and I will catch you on the next vlog. So again, thank you for joining Ray, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.